T minus 51 days until my first bodybuilding competition. I think instead of talking about bodybuilding competition, I want to talk about an area of fitness, health and fitness, nutrition and fitness that's really taken over. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. But in the past few years, I'd say, like even 5 years ago, this was still becoming a bigger thing. And now it's really, really big, is putting protein in everything or protein snacks. And I want to talk a little bit about it because in in theory, with the rise of Ozempic use, having more protein snacks is actually probably a good thing because people are not going to be eating as much food, resulting in lower protein intakes. And obviously, if you're on Ozempic and you're losing weight quickly, you want to have more protein in your diet. One, because it's satiating. Granted, you're on Ozempic, so you're already going to be satiated, but it helps with prevent or muscle wasting. So the loss of muscle atrophy as you're eating less food, and you're likely not doing. Most individuals who take Ozempic are probably not weight training, which also helps prevent muscle atrophy. Now, all that being said, like I think Ozempic's an amazing drug, and it's actually going to be super helpful for a lot of people who struggle to lose weight. And going through my process of bodybuilding, I can see what they go through in a sense. Now, granted, it's not exact, but I think that it's a good rule of thumb. I don't want to say rule of thumb. It's a good perspective because I do get a lot. Like I have been getting a lot more hunger cues, and that's what happens when you lose weight because your fat cells are like, hey, we're empty, give us food. And so it's something that you have to deal with as you lose weight, which is tough. And I don't want to downplay that for anyone. Now, coming back to this high protein aspect, I do think it's important to understand that if you're not on Ozempic and you're eating a normal American diet, you're probably getting more than enough protein. Americans don't have an issue getting protein in their diets. We overconsume protein significantly. Now, that is because we eat large amounts of meat at meals. So if you don't eat a lot of meats, you probably could be under eating protein. Or but even then, like if you eat enough food, especially since we have a high fat diet, like we have a lot of animal products that we consume, if it's milk, cheeses, butters, things that still have some protein in it, and even your basic carbs, like there's protein in a lot of foods. So we overconsume so much that for most individuals, getting protein's not a problem. But this introduction of high protein snacks is more so, in my opinion, is a consumerism shift. So a lot of these companies, I like to think about Pop Tarts. Like there's protein Pop Tarts, which I'm pretty certain is like only 7 grams of protein, if that, for 2 Pop Tarts. I mean, it's like an absurdly low amount of protein. Like just eat the regular Pop Tart at that point. Like there's no reason to eat this like protein Pop Tart. There just isn't, unfortunately. And I think that's okay. That you're enjoying something. Like if you enjoy Pop Tarts, you can have a Pop Tart. Like you have 2 of them. You just have to make sure it fits in your what you're eating throughout the day. Like you can't sit down and eat the whole box of Pop Tarts. And maybe you shouldn't eat a Pop Tarts every day, but that's a different reason. So this consumerism aspect of like, hey, here's a protein version of our food. It's healthy for you, right? And so you're in your head, you're like, oh, I'm having a protein Pop Tart. It's healthy, and saying it's healthy or unhealthy is bad. But this connection of protein and health together makes you feel more comfortable to be like, oh, well, I'm making a healthy choice or a good choice, nutrition, nu, nutri, a nutrient dense choice, and that's not true. It's not nutrient dense. It's still a snack, and so you should limit snacks. I'm not saying get rid of them all. I think that there's a time and place to enjoy them, but it's just really easy to overconsume snacks. And when you choose one of these things, these protein pop tarts, or one I really like to point out is Lenny and Larry's cookies. And I'm sorry, this might be sacrilege to anyone who loves Lenny's and Larry's cookies, but they're not a good protein source. I, if you, yeah, gosh, probably a year ago, was having a conversation with a friend, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a Lenny's and Larry's cookie for a snack." And I was thinking to myself, I was like, "I don't think those are that healthy." And so I went to the store, I looked at them, and in reality, if I'm correct, it's been a minute since I looked at it, but the difference between like the macro difference between a Lenny's and Larry's cookie and two Reese's eggs was basically not that different. And Lenny's and Larry's cookies is a plant-based protein. It's not a complete protein, so you're still not getting complete protein. It's not like a protein, like most protein bars that have whey protein or milk protein isolates in it. So with that in mind, like you should look at the macros and just understand, like, like if you look at the back of a Lenny's and Larry's cookies and see that it's 160 calories for half a cookie and it's only 5 grams of protein with a bunch of fats and carbs, and you go, that's odd. Go look at something else in the snack aisle. Go look at what is how much protein is in a serving of Oreos, which is 2 Oreos, or what is the serving of, and compare serving size, like the weight. So when you look at the nutrition label, look at how many, what is the weight of a serving. So look at the grams, and then you can see how many calories are. And you can look at how many calories per gram, and you can compare those things. So if you know that a Lenny's Larry's cookie serving is, I think, 36 grams, and if I'm correct, a Reese's egg is relatively similar, you might see that the nutrients and the amount of food you're eating is the exact same. So, and let me tell you what, a Reese's egg is a whole lot tastier than a Lenny's and Larry's cookie. Just is, because Lenny's and Larry cookies unfortunately have that really bad proteiny taste. Like they're very okay. Especially the chocolate chip. I think the chocolate chip is terrible, in my opinion. Just a hot take. Now, so maybe I'll do another video talking about the breakdown of a nutrient label or a nutrition label, because I think that would be important to kind of be able to see, because I think a lot of people don't understand how to read a nutrition label, be able to be like, "Oh, this is the weight. This is how much, this is the size of a serving, this is how many calories," and then start breaking those pieces down so that we can start comparing things a little bit easier. Now, what should you do? Right? Like I think that's the question a lot of people ask, is like, "Oh, well, you're saying these protein snacks aren't healthy. Is it healthy? Is it not?" I think that comes down to the person. Are you someone who's going to overconsume these quote unquote protein snacks like protein pretzels or protein uh, Pop Tarts? If you are, then just don't eat that. You just eat the regular thing, right? If you are just like, I want to enjoy a snack, just enjoy whatever snack you want. Like it doesn't have to be a protein snack, because in all likelihood, those protein pretzels, that protein Pop Tart, it's not going to actually be it's not going to actually be that high in protein. You're not getting anything beneficial out of it. Now, if you want a high protein snack, go find a protein bar or a protein shake. Those I would recommend a little bit more. I think that there are some good protein bars out there, and I can talk about those. There are some good protein shakes out there that taste really good. Looking at you, Fairlife, you're my best friend. Um, but there are options out there that are, I would classify as a better high protein snack than protein Pop Tarts. Now, there are actually like protein taste, protein, uh, like pastries, and I can buy some of those and show those. Those are one of my favorites. But in reality, most individuals, you don't need a high protein snack. You just need to eat your regular diet and just eat a little less food. Again, to wrap it up, don't feel the need to be like, oh, I need high protein snacks because, or I need these high protein versions of the snacks I like because it's healthier. Because they're probably not any healthier than the regular one. So I hope this is insightful. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.